Hey everybody, and welcome back to Grounds Family Farm. The other day we started out the video showing you a pile of lumber that we were sitting on and told you that a lovely subscriber wanted to help us with the project and that we were going to get started on that, and that's when the disaster happened with the chickens. Well, we're getting started on that project today. I told y'all before to try to guess what it was, so we're going to give you another chance. What do you think that we're going to build with all this lumber? This is just part of it here. The rest of the pile is still over there, but this is what we're going to get started with. But leave it down in the comments what you think it is, and we will tell you later what exactly we're going to do with it, but we will show you what we are going to be building. So we're going to be building this shed here. So that's what we're going to be working on, and I want y'all to try to guess what we're going to be using it for and what we're going to do with it. But first things first, one thing we really like is online you can find lots of free plans different places. So it's been really helpful, and this website actually had cut sheets, material lists, and everything, so it allowed us to make a quick shopping trip to get the stuff we needed. We weren't able to get all of it, but it's allowing us to get the project started, and then as we get more funds, we'll finish it out. But we can at least get a really good start on what she did to help us. But what we're going to do first, this is going to be the floor joist for the shed. We've got to cut all them down. And like I said, this book has all the step-by-step instructions on exactly what it is. I think 7'9" is what it said to cut these down. Yeah, 7'9". So rather than breaking out the miter saw and doing all that for just these few boards, I'm just going to use a tape measure, pencil, a square or a speed square, and a skill saw to do that. But first, I need my safety glasses.
There you go.
Safety first, always, especially when it's super windy. Because I've been known in the past to not do that, and putting up these high tunnels, drilling metal above me, got a piece of metal in my eye stuck, so I try my best to be safe for the most part. Doesn't always happen, but I try. Anytime I'm going to cut down lumber, what I try to do is whichever end has the labels on it, I try to cut those off. That way I don't have to deal with them later, hammering staples or all that other mess. So that's why I'm cutting off of this end. Some companies put them on both ends, then you just got to figure it out. But this is what we're going to do. Okay, so we need all of these to be 7'9", so I'm just going to take it, put a little mark right here, and then I'm going to go ahead with the speed square, mark it. That's going to be close. They're floor joists. Like I said, if they're off a 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch, it's not going to make a huge difference because, I mean, it's a shed. But I'm going to go through, get all these marked, and I'll show you the next step in a minute. Okay, so we got all of our boards marked. I'm not a carpenter, don't do this every day, so cutting a straight line, I can do pretty good. But one way that I like to do to cheat, use the speed square. You can get it lined up right. Get your saw lined up on your line, hold your speed square still, and then you can just cut along it as a guide, which it catches on this whenever it's up some, so I'm going to raise this up just so it doesn't get hung up. But then you got a perfectly straight line. Once we do that, I'm just going to slide this out of the way and on to the next one.
Sorry if there's any wind noise, but the wind picked up a little bit ago.
Some of these are a lot wetter than the others, so they may cut a little different too, but because some of these are super light and some of them are super heavy. I also love battery-powered tools because whenever you have a small job, it's just a lot easier than dragging out a bunch of cords and everything else. So
Yeah, these come in handy.
Yep. Okay, so we got all of our floor joists cut down to 7'9". Now we're going to go lay out, because what it's going to do is we're going to build the floor on top of skids, which are 4x4s. So we're fixing to go get those set up, and then we'll start building the floor on top of them. Okay, so we have all of our floor joist boards cut, and so now we're fixing to nail together the framer. We're going to be using a pneumatic framing nailer with 3.5-inch galvanized nails, which is what they recommended. And these things are super dangerous, especially if you're having to try to balance stuff and if a nail ends up going sideways or something. So if you're short on hands, what I like to do is use wood clamps. And you don't even have to use them real tight, but it's like having another set of hands. So you can use the wood clamps to hold them together. And then just get them lined up where you want them. Safety first. Okay. So that one's together.
So much better than having to use a hammer.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't buy one of these for the longest because, I mean, they're not the cheapest things ever, but it wasn't too bad from Harbor Freight. But since I got it, it has made building so much easier.
Yeah, it's so much faster than it used to be.
Yeah, it's crazy how when you have the right tools, how you don't mind jobs as much anymore.
Yep.
Because I used to hate building stuff.
Just like that.
Okay, so now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay.
One more.
One more corner, and then we just got to square things up. Okay, the floor joists are on 16-inch centers, except for the last one's like 8, just the way it comes out. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and mark all these. That way I can put a line and know where they're going to be. As long as I can add by 16s. We'll count in a minute and see if it comes out right.
Got faith in you.
I don't know if you should or not. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's right. Okay. Do the same thing over here. 16, 32, 48, 64, 80, 96, 112.
Perfect. Okay.
So now that I got the dots, I'm just going to go through with a speed square and make a solid line. That way it'll be easier to line them up later. And I have done in the past where I take off the 3/4 of the inch for the side of the board and actually do a line on the inside. That way you can just line the edge up to it, but we're just going to do it this way this time. Because usually if you're having to use a hammer and nails or don't have all the right tools where it's harder, then every little cheat you can do makes it better.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so we got that. Now to square it up, we have to measure opposite corners and get them exact. I know you can do the 3, 4, 5 Pythagorean theorem thing to do it, but we're going to do just measuring the corners because that's what it said to do. Okay, so now we're going to square this up. We're just going to get it kind of rough right now because it'll probably still get a little bit out of square as we're working on it, but I want to get it close. That way, whenever it's really heavy, it's less to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure opposite corners. Kimberly's going to go to the far corner away from me. We're going to take this measurement. She's going to hook it on the very tip of that corner.
Yep, there we go.
Okay, we are 155 and 5/8. So now go to that corner.
Got it?
Okay, 152 even. So we should, hang on. I think, watch out, I gotta bump this.
Yeah.
Okay, now take that. Is it on it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're 153 and 3/8. Let's see what that one is.
Okay.
$154 and a quarter. So we're only like a half off. But
Okay.
I want to end up, I don't want to kick it off the edge of that. Yeah, that's going to be too much. That's 153 and 3/4. Let's see what that one is now.
Maybe it'll be perfect.
$153 and 7/8. Let's see what this one is. $153 and 7/8. Okay, so we're square for now. We'll go ahead and start putting in these other joists. And then once we get them done, we'll do our best to keep it square, which I could just run a brace across.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could pull it off after the fact, and that'll hold it. I don't know. Let's just do this, and worst case, that wasn't too bad kicking, so. Wonder where they're going.
I don't know. They've been playing in the water hose, though, it looks like.
Yeah, they heard the gator.
Oh.
I guess I'll just go ahead and do these one by one
Okay.
to make it easier. I think that will make it easier. I don't know. Will you hear me that clamp? I'm just going to use that on every one of them to make it even.
Might as well.
I think I'm just going to put them all in. I'll go down on one side, down the other, so I don't have to do so much back and forth.
Okay.
Since I'm using the clamp to keep them level.
Yeah.
Because since the ground's not completely level, these 4x4s are not exactly straight.
True.
So once we get this done, it ought to be rigid enough it'll hold, and we can fasten it to the 4x4s after that.
Yeah.
Plus our measurements on square may be a little off because if there's any warp to the boards,
Yeah, you never know.
this will take it out since they're fastened to 16 inches.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm just thrilled that this worked out this way because this is something we were wanting to do for a while, but we were just having to wait a little bit.
Yep, but now we don't.
Nope.
It's going to be really nice, too.
Let's hope. Probably overkill for what we're using it for.
Hey, but if you build it sturdy now, then you don't have to worry about trying to fix it later on.
Yeah.
That's what we try to do on all of our projects.
It won't always work out.
No, but we try our best.
Yeah, this right here is why you don't want your hands directly behind it, because there's a knot. If you look on this other side, there's a knot right there that it hit and it shot out the side. So we'll
Down here.
drive that one back out. Moving right along. Okay, so we got it squared up. So now, and we got our post lined up. So now we're going to go through and toenail the joist into the post. And with that, you just put your nail at an angle, and it's going to shoot through the joist into the other. I'm going to put 2 on one side and 1 on the other. And I'll probably reverse it on this one.
Do the 2 on this side instead.
Yeah, except for this end one, because it's a pain. Because, oh, I'm out of nails. That's why it's not working. Yeah, that's the only thing about this is it's a 21 degree, which is the angle that the nails go in, which it says is great for getting in tight spots, but it doesn't hold near as many nails as what some of the others do. Oh, goodness. Got my foot tangled up.
Don't fall.
Which we may have needed to measure in between these as we went. I don't know.
Surely not.
I mean, they'll probably have a little bit of sway, but for what we're doing,
surely it's fine.
Probably won't matter. If it was a house, might do a little different.
Yeah.
I can see they push some.
Yeah.
And this one I'll switch back to the other way. Which... Okay. Now that we got the floor joist toe-nailed into the 4x4 skids, we're fixing to lay the subfloor. On this, it said to use 2-inch screws, but all we had, because I thought I had some 2-inch, but I couldn't find them, is we either had 2.5 inches or 1 5/8 inches. So we're going to go with the 2.5 and make sure that it's screwed down good. And since this is pretty well squared up, like I said, it's off a little bit, but it's not going to matter. And so we're just going to make it work and adjust as we go. But we're just going to get our plywood put down. I'm going to go around the edges first. I'm just putting one in line with each of these joists so maybe I can stay lined up on them.
It's definitely coming together.
Yep, still a ways to go, but we're getting there.
Yep.
We were talking that since this is 8 foot across, It would actually be easier just to take the 3 sheets and go lengthways that way, but it doesn't hold it together as well. And so what we do is we got one full sheet and then a 2-foot section, and we'll put the other full sheet on the opposite corner and then put the other 2-foot section down there, and it kind of ties it together.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think this thing's gonna have problems being sturdy anyhow, but we're gonna make sure. And I don't know yet, but I might come back and either get some linoleum or something to put over the top of this just so that it protects the floor a little bit better. Plywood, that is. And this is a OSB that has exterior glue, so it's supposed to stand up against moisture.
That's good.
And then we just want to make sure that it is in line with the other one, the short piece, because that's what's going to matter.
Yeah.
Mainly on this edge over here, because that's what's going to, the other piece is going to set in. That's pretty good, so I'm just going to leave it like it is and go with it.
Okay.
Because like I said, we're probably a 1/4 inch or so off a square, but maybe a little more than a 1/4. I'm not sure, but we're making it work. Like I said, for what we're doing, this will be perfect.
Be curious to see if anybody guesses it.
Yeah.
Or guesses correctly, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty flush right there.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
We're also having to battle it getting dark.
Yeah. So we'll see if we get this done or if we have to finish up in the morning, but... Either way, even if we have to finish it tomorrow, we will not have very much left.
And I'm just guessing on these placements. I'm not measuring. Missed that one.
Yeah. If you want, I can help you line up on those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good right there.
I could tell when as soon as I went in that it felt wrong, but trying to line up with this one and with that one.
Yeah.
I may just go ahead and hit these and I'll worry about getting those others later.
Okay.
Because I can run a string across.
That floor looks so sturdy.
Okay, I'm going to pull this one out of the way because the full sheet will go down first.
Okay.
Just bought these the other day, but we got a little bit of a rain and then the sun popped out, and so they bowed a little. But they should sit down pretty good.
And getting to them now instead of letting them sit for a while longer should help too.
Yeah, that was our main thing, was to get this down. Even if the other takes us a while, at least we'll have this part.
So this one definitely got a little more bowed than the other one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got the other piece of subfloor down. We weren't able to film that because even though they'd just been out in the weather for a little bit, we had that little bit of rain. This one was bowed pretty good, so I had to have Kimberly step on it, walk back and forth as I tapped it in to get the tongue and groove to go in. But we've got it down. One problem that we did run into, or that we see that is a problem for us, this is the way that they show the design, but if you'll look, this piece of plywood here comes up short and doesn't end on a floor joist. And the reason is because the way this does, that last one is 8 inches. And so when you're going the other way, it comes out right, but this one puts us off a 1/2 foot. And so by overlapping them like that, we're gonna either have to cut this board back and then use this other piece to fill in, or we'll put another joist in. Not sure which one we're gonna do yet. Right now, since the floor's not all put together, it'd be pretty simple to do either one. But I'm definitely not pulling this piece back up because, like I said, as bad as it was warped, it was hard to get in, and I don't want to go through that again because we had to tap the edge and it kind of started making it tear up some. But we got it done, and it's getting dark now, so we're going to have to stop this for tonight, but we'll be picking up again on this soon. That's probably all we're going to have of this in this video because I've got to work the next couple days, and so it'll be a few days before I get to get back on it. But we've got a pretty good start on it, and hopefully the rest from here will be pretty quick, or at least quicker than what this was, because the main thing is getting everything started right from the get-go, and then after that it should be fairly easy. Okay, so we ran out of daylight last night, but everybody's been asking about Blizzard lately, so we just wanted to take a minute, let y'all see Blizzard's doing great. As we told y'all before, whenever Snowflake had her babies, Blizzard wasn't used to baby goats at that time, and he doesn't realize how big he is, and he played a little too rough with them. So we had to move him out in with some other animals out of this pen, and we just reintroduced him, and he's doing great. He's getting along with all the animals good. He's not messing with the babies too much, and as you can see, he's doing great and still just as friendly and happy as can be.
Yep. Last night was his first night back out here with his goats and sheep.
Yeah, we think that it may be just the heat, but we really wished he'd gained some more weight. We give him feed, but he eats all he wants, but he's just not eating a lot where he's gaining, because I don't know if it's just because he's still in the puppy stage or what, but like I know a lot of the Great Pyrenees dogs, they're big and bulky, and like I said, he's still, he's healthy and his bones aren't showing anything, but he's, what in the world?
Blizzard.
Don't you eat your dog food?
Don't want to eat your dog food, but you'll eat the sheep and goat food. Goodness.
Oh. That is so weird.
I know.
Blizzard, just like,
dude.
Just mistake me as sheep.
Just mistake him as a sheep.
A big fluffy sheep.
Yep.
A big fluffy sheep.
He is that. Buddy, what are you doing? What are you doing? You got dog food? There you are. And he loves his girls. They were running him around the pen getting his exercise yesterday. Oh, there we go. But their fast run is his little trot, so. Good job, buddy. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy.
You could have stopped right there at the feed barrel.
Yeah. Well, he's got a lot of size there to stop on a dime. Snowflake, are you running off to babies? Be nice. There's plenty of feed pans out here. There's plenty of them. Hey. Look at these beautiful babies.
Look at Carmel.
And there's all our sheep. Most of them. Rascal likes to eat with the babies, so. Hey, sheepy. Are the pigs annoying y'all? Rascal has one in particular that just annoys the fire out of him because he likes to rub his head on Rascal's leg. Don't you, sweet boy? Yeah. But those white sheep are actually a little closer to me than normal, but I mean, they're also eating too, so.
I thought those other two pigs that were out might come in, but yeah, we also have two of our pigs that size that have gotten out of the other pen and are running around here being beggars. They were coming over this way, so I thought they might come in the pen, but not so much.
Yeah. They'll be alright.
Blizzard decided to go back to his bowl. Just try to feed him the same time we feed the others, that way he has time to eat and doesn't have to worry about them trying to steal his food, but they've still got feed in their pens, but I guess they think they like his better.
And they're pigs, they eat whatever. I can't believe how much white she's got in her coat right now.
Yeah.
I wonder if this fall if she'll come back with more white in it or something.
Turn into a new baby sheepy.
Because it's just gotten bigger. Or gotten more pronounced.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But Rascal's got white on his head too.
Yeah.
It'd be something if they look like completely different sheep this fall.
And Brownie has a little bit.
Yeah. I think Brownie's is just from rubbing up against the other sheep, so. Yeah, the babies over there, they like to eat from the feed pan and also still nurse mama, so. Oh, there's Carmel.
And all this junk on the ground is the wool that I sheared off the sheep and then I mowed over it, so it looks nasty right now. And probably later on we may try to rake it up and get it out of here just so it doesn't look so, I don't know, it almost looks trashy.
Yep.
But it's just wool.
He was playing with it yesterday. He picked it up and was like shaking his head and everything with it. It was funny.
Well, where he wasn't having to compete with any of the animals because there wasn't pigs with him. So he's probably worried that since the pigs are here, he better eat up. So this might make him actually eat more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because before he would just have it out and could eat however much he wanted.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, yesterday when we put him out here, he was so sweet. He was so funny. Just went over to the sheep and nudged them and laid down and rolled over and was trying to play with everybody.
He's finally big enough now that the white sheep don't try to bully him though. Because whenever he was small, the white sheep, they would try to get their bluffing on him, but it's not like that anymore. I think they've learned to respect him.
Yeah. But he was, every time he'd see anybody outside the pen though, he was keeping a watchful eye. Hey buddy, where you going?
We need to dump that and clean that. It's crazy, and just overnight how nasty those little pigs have gotten that water.
I know. These should be almost big enough for that other pen to hold them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the fact that the other two got out, who knows?
Yeah.
We need to figure out what it is. We may have to run an electric fence around the bottom of it.
Yeah, I know we talked about it a while back, but
they were staying in, so I didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't a need, and everything else came up then, so.
Yeah. Hey, you can carry that over there by where he is, and he can just have it over there. That way, the pigs can eat that he spilled, and maybe they'll leave him alone.
That little one, that must be the runt.
Yeah.
Because
I think it was.
He is just little bitty. And these newest brown goats that we got, they are growing like crazy. They've gotten so tall.
Izzy, he may not be hungry anymore.
He only has a little bit left.
Just leave it over there though. That way it's by where he is. But
yeah, and we'll come back out this evening again, and we'll feed everything again and see if he wants to eat some more.
Yeah.
And what we were doing before, whenever there were a lot more pigs out here, we would pull them out to eat and then put them back in. So.
Which we'll see. And if that's the case, we may have to do that too.
Yeah.
But
as long as he eats.
Because I figure anything left over, the pigs will eat. So we have to make sure that we're feeding him what he's actually going to eat.
Yep.
His dog food's too expensive to be feeding these pigs.
Yeah.
It's like a chocolate cake.
I don't know what it is. I don't like it. Don't you?
These pigs are friendly though.
That one doesn't like that one.
There you go. There you go.
You like that?
They're really pretty. It's crazy all the differences in the color patterns on all of them from both litters that she's had. Hey, buddy. Hey. Yeah.
But as y'all can see, Blizzard's still happy and healthy and doing great. All the animals are too. We've got to go get in, get cleaned up, and get ready for church. So that's where we're going to end this one. But we appreciate you watching. We'll catch you next time on Grounds Family Farm. Bye.
Bye.